May we be filled with compassion.
Hi everyone, it's Hope and I'm here with today's Compassion in Action activity. So just to remind you, Compassion in Action activities remind us how we can be with each other so that everything we make, we do, we say, all of that, it helps remind us that God is with us. These small and simple acts express the deep and wide compassion of God for us and for all of creation. So today, we have been talking about compassion with the whole world and creation and all of those things. So today, when we do our Compassion in Action activity, it is going to help us show compassion towards the earth. So there are so many different ways to understand and show compassion. We start by seeing and welcoming. We need to be brave and trust God. It also means that we care for and love ourselves so that we can trust our voices. All this helps us to be present with each other along the way as we follow God's lead. When we cultivate these seeds of compassion, that is when we become open to seeing the wideness and the goodness of God and all of God's creation. We must show compassion to the earth as a way of rejoicing in God's abundance. There is enough here on earth for all of us to live together. So, there are lots of different ways to connect with how the land provides for all of us. So, here are a few ideas to get you started. We gave each of you a small little thing of seed paper. It looks like the earth, and it's a piece of paper, and guess what? There are seeds in that paper. Do you know if you go outside and you plant it and you wait, and you put a little bit of dirt on side of it and we wait and we water it, you might see something grow. Yeah. If you have some seeds of your own, you can go outside and plant these. See, I have beans and peas and tomatoes. This is just what I have in my house. But there's all kinds of things that we can grow to help us understand and care for the earth as the earth provides for us. It's a beautiful thing. But you know, if you live in Minneapolis or even some of the surrounding cities, we have what's called citywide compost. What do you think that means? Do you think that you could figure out what that means? What does it mean to compost? Can you learn more about that? Because that's definitely a great way that we can show compassion for the earth. One way that I like to show compassion is when I get holes in my clothing, I like to mend it. Instead of throwing it away and getting new clothing, I like to mend my clothing so I can keep it and love it. Yeah. And even, sometimes when my clothing is just so worn out, I can't wear it anymore, I make cool things out of it. So this is actually one of my favorite t-shirts from when I was a kid. It's got Yosemite on it. It's from Yosemite Park, and there's a map of the park on the back, and I loved this shirt so much, but it got a little bit difficult to keep wearing this shirt. It didn't fit anymore, and I wasn't ready to get rid of it, so I made it into a bag. See, the bottom's all knotted. Yeah, and I sent an idea about how to make a bag out of old shirts and old clothing to your parents, and it's online and you can find it there, and you can make stuff out of your old clothing. There's all sorts of ways to repurpose our old clothing. Yeah, so there's all sorts of ways that we can care for the earth, and I bet each of you can think of a few more. And today, that's what we're going to do. We're going to show compassion for our world by caring for the land that provides for each of us. All right, friends, we'll see you later today.